All right, 7:01, call to order. We'll take attendance. So Chairman Schenkel is absent today. John DeBolt. Mr. Manchester is officially retired. Is that correct? Don Rotella.
Present.
Bill Cox is here. Rick Holmes.
Here.
Zach Bishop.
Present.
Rachel Blankenhorn.
Here.
And Chris Newman absent. Is he still on? Is he done?
Term expired. He didn't.
Okay.
Move forward.
Okay. All right. Approval of agenda. Has everybody had a chance to review? Any questions on the agenda? Motion to approve.
Motion to approve agenda is submitted.
Motion to second.
Bishop, second.
All right. Move on to swearing in our new member. Nick. Oh, got a vote. All in favor of the agenda? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Say no. Agenda's approved. All right. Now that I got ahead of myself. Go ahead and move into swearing in Mr. Nick. Is it
Riashi.
Okay.
We're gonna have Frisbee do a brief introduction, and then the village clerk go ahead and swear him in.
Nick Riashi, 11-year resident. He's got 3 kids and a wife that live here. He's works for Southwest Michigan first. So they've been big advocates of the village. And it's nice to have a team member on our team there. So Nick, 11 years in the village, and stepped up and took on this burden for us. And we certainly appreciate it. So thank you. He was unanimous that everyone voted for him. So thank you so much.
And we'll go ahead and have our village Christian Wines. He'll not only swear in Nick, but then John DeBall for a three-year term, Don Rotella for a one-year term at the same time as well.
Raise your right hand after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, the ordinances of this village, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Planning Commission and Downtown Development Association member in and for the village of Vicksburg, County of Kalamazoo, State of Michigan, according to the best of my ability.
Open up to citizen comments. Is there anybody on? None? All right, move on to the minutes. Any motion for approval?
Motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from the July 10th, 2023 Planning Commission and DDA meeting.
Any second?
Bishop, second.
Vote for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, move on to village manager report. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, some updates. First is our new village hall is proceeding forward. We had some trustees go through it this afternoon for a tour. I would offer to any member of the planning commission if you'd like to go through the new construction of the building, just ship me a text and I'll arrange. And we'll take you through the update. But we're at the stage of rough electrical and rough plumbing being put in, and final interior structured walls, including a load-bearing wall, should be in Friday, and then it will proceed to the drywall phase and moving forward. So, about 6 or 7 days off the tabletop exercise timeline, but we're pretty confident where we're at, that we should be proceeding forward in a timely manner. And just remind everyone, it is a cash endeavor, so we're moving forward with that. We have the exterior, we changed the from a vinyl siding to more of a metal siding. Just didn't like how the computerization was coming forward, and then some minor changes in extending fiber optic wires and stuff like that that I'm told happens in all of these construction projects. So I look forward to my next career. But I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Jim, how are we on timelines? We on time or
we believe, we would, I believe it'll be before, but conservatively, we're hoping that the audit presentation, which is the third Monday of January, would certainly be held in the new building. We'd be pleased if it was prior to that, but we think that gives us enough time with some that's the timeline. I mean, so the planning commission might not know a couple of things. We're testing our existing building this week for the demolition. To make sure that's on track, we did put out, or it's being put out this week, an RFP for the electronic signage out front. We have all the furniture. I think there's one last component of countertops for the basement or something. But yeah, everything's come together pretty well. So, any other questions? Then hopefully you've been able to experience we're six Wednesdays into the summer, the bird days, and just really been pleased with the turnouts in especially highlighting young families with kids under, let's say, 12, really enjoying Vicksburg. Our interaction with our retail establishments, this is non-food, non-alcohol related. We're right now looking at data that's putting during the week of a Bird Days event, because this summer we have 4 weeks that we didn't have birthday events. If you count the first week of June, non-food is up over 35%. And food and alcohol, that's across the board, whether in the social district or outside the social district, is above that. We have yet to have any incidents of negativity, so we hope that continues. But it really has exceeded what we felt for the village, and we're looking forward. We have three more. So encourage this Wednesday. If you get downtown to participate, but it's going very well. It's right now we're tracking every 30 days on social media. So we're in our third 30-day series. The first one had about 90,000 interactions with about 17,000 engagements. The second 30 days had just shy of 120,000 with 20-some thousand engagements, and we're going to exceed that in the third one. So it's the unquantified data that we're trying to look at the reaches of when the village of Vicksburg is spoken about, that it is positive, and we feel it's overwhelmingly the data is coming back, and that's also a goal. So I'll pause there and talk about the Berg days or anything prior to the DDA section.
Jim, just to go further with that, I've had nothing but positive experiences when I've been down there, and there's a lot of positive comments, especially from moms and dads with the little people, that they can run wild, so to speak, and not bother anybody. The parking there's hardly a place to find to park down there, but the kicker is, no matter where you park, you only got about a 2-minute walk to the whole thing. So
right.
congrats to you and the DPW especially for the work that those guys do.
I appreciate that, Don, thanks.
Jim, next year, I'm assuming since it's been such a good response to this for next year, is there something we could brainstorm to do something for the teenage crowd? I mean, it's oriented mostly for the kids and the adults, and I know they all play bean bags, and stuff, but maybe this break or in between, we brainstorm something to involve something with the teenage crowd,
No, absolutely. We tried, we had the silent disco, and everything's a learning. We have a third silent disco event, but we're not going to, as originally planned, it was going to, it might have been this week it was planned for, but we didn't think it was, it's more of a standalone. So the companies, we're pushing forward that credit, and we're looking at either that to be a component of the Iceberg Festival or the birthday celebration, where it would be best to partner. But again, when we drew it out, we thought that might be a teenage activity, and then of course the street level games. But absolutely, we're going to have multiple debriefing sessions after Labor Day, but before the birthday celebration on October 14th. Internally, we digest it every week. We think we have the structure of the setup, timing-wise, staff-wise, down pretty good. We had our best turnaround in opening the streets last week, and the last 2 weeks have been the two highest crowds, both of them over 3,500 people, so we're happy with that. Longer term, you'll see, and the council will see, we've priced out picnic tables, a better picnic table versus wooden picnic tables we have, so we're going to move to a green and black sturdy metal picnic tables and try to find the cash, and we believe we have to have 30 of those on hand as we go into next spring. Stuff like that. Obviously we've taken in the input and put out 50-some additional trash receptacles in that. So yeah, we'll definitely not only what type of activities continue to draw a full family downtown, and then of course the funding. So. Yeah, 2 weeks ago we had a 32-foot rock wall. We have a mechanical bull coming, so.
Jim, I was just going to follow up. The message, I sent Jim a message on Tuesday. The mill event actually was well attended, and I went, wow, it'll be really interesting to see back-to-back events in the community, how that is, and both were well attended, and I think it really just goes to show you that word is out. I mean, right? I mean, it's amazing. My 40th class reunion was this past weekend, and they asked me to come in as a guest because I'm only 36 and not 58. So, but again, just the commentary from people, it's as Don said, it's so positive that every now and then you just want to step back and go, okay, what are we missing here? And I don't think we are. So yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that actually, on the theme of birthday, so happy to answer your questions, but we probably should have had a C on here, I guess, or however this is delineating, little a, little c, I guess, would be, in that vein, we took some input and suggestions, and I think the demographics of ages span 100 years of attendees at these events. But middle of July, it was brought to attention, would it be nice to do something for the senior generation in Vicksburg and in our area, in sitting down and listening to Jane talk, I was really moved by some of the things she said. So we started an action plan right away on a Senior Berg Day event. And that's going to be October 24th, which is a Thursday. It's 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Going to have a live band. It's a trio band that's known, and we'll have it catered by Main Street Pub. There'll be multitude of senior service entities that will have a booth there, but it'll be in the same aspect of Berg Days. We'll have some of the games that are out downtown. We'll have the live music. It's we've put it out there for a 55 and older crowd. Partnered with South County Community Services, and we've sent postcards to their database of that demographics. Put up last Wednesday some campaign sign size down in the middle of downtown to highlight it. Posters started going up today. We'll be out tomorrow to the shops that were closed in the greater area, and the social media campaign will start next Thursday, as well as contacting the civic organizations, Lions, Rotary, and this type to get the word out. But very happy to announce funding for that is being provided by Frederick's Construction. So they're the one sponsor of it. And since Mike and Stephanie are out enjoying a vacation right now in Colorado, I felt confident enough to announce that publicly. I know that is not what motivates them, and they might even be whispering that I didn't want it said, but it should be. So that event's gonna come up as well here in a couple weeks, and hopefully get some mileage. The other thing, now that we are talking about this, we had we packaged together using a grant that we received from Kalamazoo County, utilizing some of their ARPA funds and the local Vicksburg Foundation, $500,000 to help owner-occupied homes based on an income level that met certain criteria. Happy to announce our first roof was completed here in the last couple days. So you'll be seeing some announcements on that. When the second one will be completed tomorrow. And moving forward, I think we have a total of 5 additional applications that we've approved. So you're seeing some of that money in those grant opportunities actually now bearing fruit on the tree, and people truly being impacted. So it's been nice to see. So I'll just pause there if you have questions on anything I brought up before we move forward to Planning Commission. Super. Rick Manchester did send a thing. He is retiring. We certainly thank him. I think it's over 10 years of service, May 15. I think that'll be recognized at a future council meeting. So we do have an additional open board position. And it has been posted online, but if anyone knows anything, we encourage an application. It'll be announced at the council meeting. Certainly we're in one of those 3-month stretches where we only have one council meeting a month, but we'd like to be in a position to have President Frisbee be able to recommend someone by the 3rd Monday in September. So encourage your friends or someone to certainly apply, and we'll add that position. The master plan update is currently it's in draft review with myself and our staff here in the village. And after we have the opportunity to review the draft plan, we anticipate presenting it to the Planning Commission at your next meeting in September. And we'll seek a recommendation from the Planning Commission that the Village Council approves the draft master plan distribution for the required 63-day public comment. We'll put it out there for those 63 days and then go through the process
after taking that input, to have a final product that we can have the master plan updated. So that is moving forward. It's kind of in the behind-the-scenes timeframe now, but look forward to a presentation formally at the next Planning Commission meeting. Is there any questions on the master plan? Do have a couple projects that could come in front of the Planning Commission. We know that there's been community comments on them. 300 West Prairie, the owner continues to work with staff, reference the process to establish a coffee shop next to Apple Knockers. And once details have been finalized, it is anticipated the property owner will continue forward with a site plan review, but we're trying to work all that out as normal behind the scenes and make sure that we can present a product that can gain Planning Commission support. So if you do hear that, it is moving forward, again, just at staff and developer review right now, but I envision that being in front of the Planning Commission in the near future. And then on Spruce Street, there is the potential for a convenience store that would have a packaged liquor license attached to it. So be it with that liquor license component for sale of liquor and alcohol, that puts it as a special land use review. So we're working with that developer as we move forward to establish the procedures. But that would, and there's some additional requirements that we have in our ordinances, reference distance of residential dwellings that could result in a variance request if it continues to move forward. But if you do hear anything about that, in both cases, developers have been very good to work with, and we're just working through those things. Kyle Mucha is involved, as well as Chris Hamilton, and then our legal counsel as well. So those are moving forward. If someone has questions on them, there's some things I won't be able to get into on those items, but they're moving forward. On DDA, we're going to, tomorrow morning, I got some extra steps in because I always forget a lot of businesses are closed on Mondays, but we'll be dropping off the public improvement grants for this year. That was approved in the budget process, and I think it's unique for a municipality our size. We'll once again offer on 50% reimbursements, $30,000 project, one $15,000 award, two $7,500 awards, and then multiple, I believe they're $3,000 awards. And so we'll grant process, we'll give them 45 days. We're looking at a 2024 construction season, more than likely. So we'll be moving forward, and hopefully we see those investments like we did last year into our downtown by the private sector. But those definitely will be coming in front of this group before the end of the year, 100%. I envision it will be in front of this group at your November meeting. The part of the budget presentation, and again, our overall goal is to be a community that is welcoming, obviously with the backbone of our residential growth and build out here in the village, which we've seen just tremendous positive results in the last 4 to 6 years. The growth on 22nd Street, the resale of homes within the village, and the timing of those sales, all positive data points. We've looked at the industrial side and certainly provided incentives, and I think you'll see here in the next 90 days a couple more examples. One in particular for sure would come in front of this group and move forward, as well as the mom and pop shops in our downtown. And one of the motivating missions we have is to create a downtown where people come if only out of curiosity at what's going on. And to do that, it's been our goal to create a vibe of communication between friends within a 40-minute radius of Vicksburg, that they talk about Vicksburg in a positive way, that they have positive experiences, whether they're from Vicksburg or visiting Vicksburg, and it's that word of mouth communication that gets people to come back to Vicksburg. And we're kind of looking at ways maybe outside of the normal thinking. One of those was in the budget presentation. We had a line item, and one of the meetings, I think it was the DDA meeting, we talked about it, was putting large screen TVs in the downtown for potential special events. They wouldn't be there all the time, but for specific events. And it was approved and supported by the DDA board and ultimately the council. So we've taken receipt of 4 large screen TVs, the stands, the covers. Some of the tabletop exercises didn't think about, like TV subscriptions and stuff like that, but we're working that out. You should see by the end of the year a test run of a couple of the TVs just to make sure that it works. People might ask, why is government doing that? And it fits the motivation that we believe the council has given us in the direction just to continue to bring people downtown. The TVs will be on the bump outs of the sidewalks where we've put $100,000 a place, making seating for people to hang out in. We know people like sports. There might be, we've used the example before recently, we had our high school softball team in the state finals. That would have been an excellent time to have those tables or TVs downtown and in that. So we took receipt of them, and you'll be seeing them be test run here before the end of the month. Which leads us into the next downtown event, which will be more not to the extent of shutting down streets, but looking at, we have a unique situation where the Detroit Lions are opening the NFL season up on a Thursday night against the Kansas City Chiefs. Whether you're a Lions fan or not, or a football fan or not, it's an opportunity out of curiosity to bring more people downtown. So all 5 liquor license bar restaurants have positive about this, but I think you'll see some things coming out of organized between the private sector downtown for that Thursday event. And the test run of 2 TVs is to ensure all 4 are working for that national televised game that'll be downtown on September 7th. So we put it up there on YouTube so we can clip this out and send it to the Detroit Lions, because I know they will absolutely love a small village of 3,800 people doing nothing but a Detroit Lions night as they take on the Kansas City Chiefs with an assured victory if the Lions would appropriately send enough Lions gear for positive mojo in the Berg. Thank you for allowing me to do that, because that last 3 seconds we just won't put in the pitch to them. So there's that. Then we have October 14th, a Saturday. Going to get the band back together, these volunteers. I mean, I'm going to answer that email tomorrow. Today was juggling stuff. But we're going to have the Berg's birthday celebration. We know it's somewhere between 149 and 153 years, depending upon what historic document you look at. We have, again, looking at live music being part of the theme, but we're going to get the group together and try to come up with a budget to have that Saturday, October 14th. And again, it will be certainly a family-oriented event. Christmas in the Berg, December 9th, and the Iceberg Festival, February 17th. So pause there and certainly answer any questions. Reference the DDA.
I'm curious on the Lions versus Chief game. Obviously, that's a night game. What are kind of the plans as far as like, you know, feeding people and, you know, food and beverage, alcohol, things like that?
We're going to rely on the private sector retail and help out with the social media marketing, if you will. That you know, and I think that the local eateries would tell you, like on Wednesday nights, we don't have enough seating capacity within the village to serve everyone with food. So I think it's a win-win. It's complimentary to have 6 food trucks in town during that time with what's going on. I have not had discussions with them if it, you know, to throw one food truck out at Oswald Park where some TVs are going to be or not. But it's a possibility. We're just been focused on the Detroit Lions getting incredibly excited about a small village that's going to recognize them on September 7th in their victory over Kansas City Chiefs. Is what I'm focused on. So.
Opening day, that's what I want.
Well, we can go off script, John, but it's a new day. It's a new day.
And Campbell, right?
You're darn right. Nothing but wind under his wings. I did. We might have a breakout session at the next planning commission meeting.
You need, first off, you need to recruit Travis because it worked for the Titans, right? For those who don't know, Travis, a great kid that's helped the football team out, special needs guy. The Titans, he reached out and he told one of the football players that played at Western that he was a great fan of his, and then they invite down his family and everything. So yeah, it's a great
Twitter.
story.
Yes,
It's a great
Travis
story.
fan.
Always excited to see the focus downtown, and as I tell people, you know, 20 years ago, I looked at buying a building and it was $65,000. I believe one recently sold this year, what was it, 310, 340? That's on the tax rolls. That means we're not putting houses in cornfields, which most people in this community aren't really supportive of. So I think it's great. We continue to invest downtown, and I think the village is doing the essential part, and that is we're doing our part, and that is as much as we can to attract people down, and then having the businesses then do what they do best. And so I continue to applaud your efforts here, Jim. I think it's really neat to see what we're doing. And by the way, those television screens do play video games. So if you're looking to get some young men down there, have a video game challenge right before the Gus Macker basketball tournament, and I think you'll probably get a full crowd of teenagers downtown.
There we go.
Jim, just real quick too, and this is just my outside opinion on, you know, in this day and age of, you know, being inclusive, right? And I mean, yeah, let's, you know, make this a Lions event. I think my first thought would be to not take sides and encourage everybody, like coming out as like the start of the NFL season.
Right.
So you don't have to be a Lions fan to be there, right? And just kind of kicking off the NFL season. So I'm a diehard Lions fan, so, you know, maybe I'm the wrong person to say it, but just to not disclude anybody from being down there because they're a Packers or a Bears fan or, you know.
No, their money spends just as well in downtown Vicksburg.
I just
so
want to
they'll all
confirm
be
that
included.
Nick is sworn in, right? So
Yes, he is.
All right, so there's no moving him off.
He can't quit.
All right.
I just want to echo what Rick said. I got to sit in on a Southwest Michigan First meeting the other day. And it was really, really cool. I thought it was a testament to you and the village that they said that Vicksburg's really having a moment. And I like that kind of spoke to me because there's a lot of other like villages and towns that were being represented there, but like it was just them talking about Vicksburg and like what Vicksburg's doing right. So it's like fun to be here and be a part of that. So
That's my report.
All right, move on to member comments.
I would just like to wish my sister Carla Brockway a happy 50th birthday today.
Jim, I have a question back to the Planning Commission. Do we need to appoint a new vice chair?
We're gonna have that by September and let the chairperson, but yeah, we're really two meetings behind what, I mean, normally we'd have new members in place, but the way it shook out. So it might be that President Frisbee and Chairman Schenkel will want to wait till the October meeting so we have a full 9-person board in place and then have that set.
And just to let this board know, we did start with a Christmas in the Village meeting this morning. We got together, Tasha and myself got together and just started brainstorming a few things and breaking up stuff. We also, I asked Rachel if she'd like to join our group. We're more than happy to have her help out with the party, I guess is what we call it. Our next meeting, we plan on the 28th of this month. So if anybody's welcome to come and do it. We usually meet at Roxy's at like 8:30 in the morning. And all the help we get is it makes it go a lot smoother, so.
All right, anything else? I move we adjourn. Time is 7:38. Oh, jeez.
Don't hit me.